The countdown to camp continues, powered by Masterclass. We're continuing to run through the burning questions surrounding the New England Patriots heading into training camp this season. I'm Sierra Goodwill, here with Evan Lazar. We're going to talk Kyle Dugger, the Patriots' #1 draft pick, who everyone had some concerns about because he's a D2 player. He wasn't a big flashy name on everyone's draft board, but he is expected to have a significant contribution in his rookie season. But first, we're going to talk about what that pick in the second round means for Patrick Chung. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, looking at Patrick Chung's season last year, Sierra, it was one of his worst in coverage. Now, sometimes those things don't necessarily carry over to the next year and guys recover or guys bounce back. But if you look at his statistics last year, his highest career completion percentage into his coverage also allowed over 9 yards per reception after allowing only 7 yards per reception the year before. So his stats in coverage have dipped. His play has dipped just a little bit, where that door, I think, is opening up for the next guy to kind of usher itself in. So whether it's Kyle Dugger or it's Adrian Phillips or Terrence Brooks or one of those other hybrid safety types that the Patriots have stocked up on over the last couple of years, despite that contract extension for Patrick Chung, in May, it still kind of looks to me like Bill Belichick might have the future in mind here with guys like Dugger, guys like Adrian Phillips now under contract with how Chung played last season.
And we know Bill Belichick doesn't usually throw rookies right into the fire on defense, especially playing a big majority of the snaps. So Dugger is expected to have a significant role on special teams, and we can talk about that as well. But do you think he can carve out a spot for him on this defense year one?
Well, it's a good question. I think especially in this offseason where there's such a little lead up to the regular season, at least planned for right now, it's going to be tough for any rookie to get up to speed and get up to game speed in order to be a contributor in year one, let alone a guy like Dugger who's making the leap from the D2 level to the NFL. But I do think that there are snaps for him to win. And I think the main one is probably going after Duron Harmon snaps as that backup free safety to Devin McCourty, as a guy that can play over the top and play deep in both single high and two high structures. Now, Dugger is not necessarily known for doing things in the box like people might think, coming up and covering tight ends and coming up and playing in the box as sort of a pseudo linebacker. He actually played more in college in the deep part of the field than he did doing that. So maybe he has a little bit more experience and a little bit more comfortability playing in the deep half or the deep third of the field, let alone playing kind of in the box and being that tight end stopper a la Patrick Chung. So I think that's the quickest way for him onto the field as a rookie is taking over for Harmon instead of taking over for Chung, because the Patriots do have Chung, they have Phillips, they have Terrence Brooks, who I mentioned earlier. They have a bunch of veteran players at that sort of Swiss Army knife position that Chung plays. So Dugger, I think quickest way on the field for him is playing center field, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in that Chung role not too far from now.
Yeah, pretty deep secondary overall for the Patriots this season. But as our countdown to camp segments continue, you can find them on our website at clnsmedia.com. And don't forget, this segment has been brought to you by our sponsors at Masterclass. Get unlimited access to every Masterclass. And as a Press Pass listener, you get 15% off their annual all access pass. Just go to masterclass.com/CLNS. And be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.